Boys, here we are. We did it. We got the dub. We played ourselves into form. How good was that? Nick Dacos, absolutely on fire today. 18 disposals in the first quarter. Hey, what about Dan McStay? Looked very good out there as well. Snagged 3 goals. Lovely to see. And then also, what else was there? We also, actually, I kind of do want to wait for more people to come in. But I do kind of want to brag a little bit as well. Well, I'm not bragging. Anthony should be bragging. Is his Josh Dacos to the half-back call. It happened today. We saw it. So, Anthony isn't going to be able to join the post-game show, guys. But, hey, he called the Josh Dacos thing. We should clip that up and post it on IG because that was a call of the century. And it worked out well today. But, yeah, man, Nick Dacos, absolutely on fire. We actually might have an issue with the live stream, but we're going to figure it out. Yeah, Boomer, what did you think of the game? What did you think of the hot pies today? What is Aussie Gamer? There was no need to let them kick those goals. Yeah, we did let them kick a few goals at the end, but, that's all right. At least we came away with the 4 points, which is the main thing. Just 1 second, guys. As more people flow in, I just need to message Anthony. I can't comment. Oh, Stav, how are you, mate? You good? You good? Do you reckon we make finals? Well, we've got a tough road home. So we've got Carlton next week. Then we've got Sydney, and then we've got Melbourne finishing off the top of my memory, which is going to be tough. Probably going to have to win all of those games for us to sneak in and have a fault. But look, we'll take it 1 week at a time. We've got Pendles, 400 games. If you haven't watched Anthony's documentary on SP10, on the man with the basketball background, go and watch that right after the post-game show today. So definitely good. I haven't actually finished it yet, champs, but it is good. It is good from what I've watched so far. And he's put a lot of effort in. So hopefully the boys get up for SP10 next week against Carlton. But let's talk about today's game as well. We'll get the fan cams going in a second as well. Just trying to figure some things out in the back end that isn't working today. We've tried something and it is not working, which is not good because I can't actually comment right now, which means I actually can't post the link to do the fan cams. So I'm going to somehow sort this out. Champs, if you're watching this, chuck in the chat. I don't know if I can kick people out. We're going to see how it goes. But yeah, Anthony can't join. But that's all right. We'll do a one-man show and then, we'll have the people in and we'll talk about the game today. But I want to know what you guys thought about the game. I unfortunately was coaching, so I actually didn't get to see a whole lot of it. I only saw it to see the last 10 minutes of the third quarter and the fourth quarter, but it looked promising. It looked like we were attacking. McStay looked quite good in the sections that I saw, and I'll go rewatch the game as Champs just comes in and saves the day and posts the link. So guys, join the fan cams. We'll get it going in a second. But yeah, look, McStay, hey, 3 goals, looked good. Elliott looked good as well from what I saw. Also, in moments, Bobby Hill did look decent. I'm going to have to watch back the whole game and see to do the pie performance anyway, but see how he reacted and play. But what I saw, there was still a little bit of razzle-dazzle, but he was still hitting those passes, which is what we wanted to see. And, a few goals and things like that. So wasn't too bad. The biggest takeaway from that, though, was the Josh Dacos call off the halfback. That is call the season, champs. I reckon we're on the money there. We're going to have to clip it up because we had a few people at our footy club. They said, hey, you boys are crazy for even suggesting Josh Dacos to come off the back. But that's enough for me waffling. We'll get into the fan cams. All right. We're going to start off with everyone's favorite talking magpie. And then we'll go from there. Boomer, are you ready to go? We'll add you to stage. Let's go. Boomer.
Can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm first off today. That's a bloody travesty, mate, but it's okay. Well, what can I say? We really don't thrash bottom side, so I don't know whether that's good or bad because last week we looked like a bottom side getting thrashed. Today, well, fuck, mate, I reckon Dacosium should be on the periodic table because it's a fucking an intangible element that no one can produce, and without those guys, we'd look pretty shit, wouldn't we? Today, the Dacos boys and myself combined got 76 touches. So that's a record for us, which I'm pretty proud. I couldn't have done it without the Dacos guys, but um, I don't know what's going on there because it still looks a bit, I don't know, a bit iffy against Richmond, who are pretty ordinary. So
Mm.
McStay obviously adds a bit, but I don't know about Mason Cox. He seemed underdone, do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch back the game, Boomer. Like I said, I only got to see pretty much the last quarter, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it. What were your takes about Coxie?
Well, he didn't have that bit of see you next Tuesday in him that he normally has. He seemed to be just, I don't know, trying to slip into the game. And I love it when he has his swagger and his attitude, and that
Mm.
wasn't there. And what did he do? He get a spleen injury or something. I think it was an internal injury that knocked him out. So I don't think that's good for your confidence. But um, the way it looks, our halfback line, Darcy Moore, beautifully, finally marked a few, got 8 intercept marks before half time. Yay, back to the old Darcy. But we've got to
Yep.
remember it's against a shit team. So we've got a
I,
final series ahead of us. Yeah, go on.
yeah, but I was gonna say with Moore, like I was saying, even though limited, you could tell that he was taking those grabs that in previous weeks he would have just double fisted or punched, right? So and there was good signs that he was actually going out there today and trying to actually intercept, mark the ball, to let us propel the ball back into our forward line.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he did play with a bit more confidence, which is good to see because he's been butchering it. And the bottom line of it is he tries to play a man and a half, and he's not a man and a half. So
Mm.
he's neither here nor there. He doesn't know where to go back or forward, and consequently that puts extra pressure on the others. And I think Quainer, he's still out of sorts, mate. He's nothing like what he was last year too. So I don't know. Is something happening behind the scenes at Collingwood? Can someone not keep it in their pants and they may be trying to drop around to players' girlfriends to keep the home fires burning, or is there one of those, the way football clubs go and there's those intangible things that you don't quite know?
Yeah.
And is Jordan to go, come on, mate, you can get a route anywhere. Don't go after your teammates' girls. That sort of thing. I don't know. It seems a bit funny, but the other one I noticed is Jack Crisp doesn't play as well
Mm.
when DeGoey's out there. It's like he holds back. He's a bit scared to go in. Not lack of courage. It's just that DeGoey's such a bull that he doesn't want to hospitalise him or DeGoey. So, but Crisp seemed to play a lot better today when DeGoey's not there. And I don't know how that works out and what that looks like for the finals. But
Yeah,
go on.
would look at the percentages of the centre bounce attendances, but all the games where Jack Chris plays very good in the midfield and has really dominated is when he's in there pretty much all the time, like in those high 80%. And we
Yeah,
notice when he's only in there for around that 60% mark, he doesn't have the same impact on the ball. Like you'd think, like, okay, you're not gonna. It's not like the opportunities aren't there, but it just seems like he can't be able to come in and be that impactful player when he's only going in at 60% of centre bounce attendances compared to when they were all injured, he was up there in 80%, high
yeah,
80s. So I reckon that's a little bit to do where he just needs to improve his game in when he's not having to do a big chunk of centre bounce attendances. How can he
yeah.
still have a good impact when there's more midfielders available for us?
Well, yeah, true. We like stacked with midfielders too, so we kind of cycle them in. But one of the things
Mm,
I do remember the old Master Mick, and we've got to say Mick Malthouse was a brilliant man. I never regretted anything he ever did, apart from that one time where he played against Brisbane in the grand final and didn't double team whoever. But anyway, he used to seem to run it in a way with he'd run all one of the superstars off the bench all the time. When you could do 120 odd changes. So there'd either be a Pendles or a Dane Swan or a Daisy Thomas or a Alan Didak or one of those guys would always be on the bench. And the way he'd
mm,
run the setting, just keep running, and it'd run the opposition. We'd kill them in the midfield. And Fly's not as much of a tactical coach like that. Fly's more your man and sort of human resource coach, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I look at guys like the Scots who both played under Matt Hughes, as did fucking Vossi. all coaches now, and they all seem to be more tactically switched on than Fly. And Fly's better than me. Like, don't get me wrong on that. I'm not trying to say I'm better, but I just don't see Fly as that sheedy master coach or the David Parkins or whatever of the time. He more lets the guys go out there and lets them do what he wants. And if they fuck up, well, they fuck up. Whereas Scott, he'll throw things around. And what do you think about Frampton being removed? Do you think that's made the side better?
Yeah, look, to your first point, I think Fly really just backs in the system. And you see that all the time in the post game, in interviews, and just throughout the week, that he'll just keep backing in the system. And if you're playing a system-based game, it doesn't really matter the personnel you have out there. So he's not really that strategic sometimes in terms of managing players and having some stars on the bench, you know what I mean? In that type of sense, where he just backs in the system and just rolls through like that. But in regards to your second point, which was, what was it again, Boomer?
Oh, just Billy Frampton being
right?
removed.
Yeah, look, I think at the start of the year, he was playing good. He's out of form. I think we moved the ball a lot better without him in the squad.
Yeah.
So, it was good. And then, I like the move with Josh Dacos onto the half-back line as well, which is quite nice to see.
Well, the beauty of Josh is that he is that man and a half. When he plays, he gets the handball and he's already signalling where he's going to be for the return handball. And that creates that little swirly extra man, becomes 2, becomes 3, becomes 4. And then it's a shot on goal. And it's that, they're kind of like quarter kicks, even though they're handballs. So with 3 of those, but if one of them gets cut off, then we're all caught wanting because we're off our man. And the 2 meters we got on our man, we've now got to make up to chase down. So if your goal side, their goal side, and you would know that playing footy yourself. So if you try to kick the goal and you fuck it up, they've got you on the rebound, and that's coming back to bite us now. So that's why I like the positional changes of swap them around a bit, like Darcy Moore up forward, Jeremy Howe up forward, like rotate them on the field and keep the opposition guessing is my call. But anyway, I just got to say, because I didn't expect to come in first, but you guys with Anthony and that's Scott Pendlebury special, that was absolutely excellent. Really loved it. I'm not throwing out any spoilers, but anyone, do yourself a favour. You will not regret the time. And Brodie Holland, mate, that was a work of fucking art. Just hearing Broads, I always loved him as a player, man. I had a bit of a man crush back then. He kind of disappeared so quick. And Brodie Holland, to me, is one of the great magpies he was in our 2010 flag side, wasn't he? Or did he just miss out?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about his style of play. He kind of like was the pre-Bruz. And you guys getting him on for that interview. And what you did with Ben Reid was fucking awesome too, guys. So loving the direction you're going in there, mate. That was just absolutely awesome. Just watching those 2 things. So kudos to Anthony on that, mate. And his production level is so fucking good.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He's killing it. So, it was good. The Ben Reid was good as well, to be able to talk to these guys and actually it's just like having a normal conversation, like with Reedy, just reaching out to them as well. They're such nice blokes as well. So it was just good, like, hey, they're giving us the time of the day to be able to interview himself and give back to the Pies community. So it was good.
Yeah.
And we've sent a couple of messages to him post like podcasts as well, just asking him about things as well, and he's been really responsive. So it's been good, and we're hopefully to have some more players on as well in the future.
Yeah, well, I won't hog the mic, mate, because I'm sure there's others out there loving to get on and have a bit of a chat, because it's been 4 pretty shitty weeks, and last week was the worst of the worst, mate. That was like, we got thrashed by fucking Hawthorn, and here's what shitted me. I'll say this about Fly. He's got to learn to tag, because Jack Ginnivan knows our fucking game style. If anyone in the league does, it's him. He is playing for the opposition. We know how he plays. He knows how we play. We should have tagged him out of that game, and yet the guy gets 26, and although I hated the carry on, I kind of expected it. You know what I mean? Like, he's a fucking smart ass, but we shouldn't have given him the chance to be a fucking smart ass. And I regret Guinea leaving, but also don't like his sooking afterwards. Like him and Ollie Henry, okay, you're going to be like that, off you go. But I hope we're not killing players in their career like Reece McInnes. And we lost, who did we lose to concussion last week? I forget his name. Carmichael, Josh Carmichael.
Yeah,
we've lost Josh. We've lost a few players this week, this year to concussion, like Murphs at the start. That fucked us up. But here's something I've got to draw attention to for everyone who hasn't noticed it. Jeremy fucking Cameron, 3 weeks ago was concussed in a game and sent back out by the Geelong club doctors. Then what happened? Tom Stewart collides with Lockie Schultz last week. Was it against us or the week before? Now,
Yeah.
Lockie Schultz was out under concussion protocols, and yet Tom Stewart's back out despite having a bleeding eye. And we're the ones, our club doctors are doing the right thing, but we've got these other club doctors who are obviously got the team and not the players' best interests at heart. And I think the AFL need to be sending a few please explains out, because it looks pretty bad when we do the right thing and other clubs don't. So that's my bit of a beef with the AFL, but I've always got something to whinge about those pricks with. So they're always doing something wrong. But anyway, guys,
Yeah.
Dacosium should be on the periodic table. Go Pies. I've loved it. Love your work. And I'll let the others all have a chat. And yeah.
Cheers, Boomer. We'll wait for the Nick Dacos statue to go out inside the Holden Centre.
Carlton next week, guys. They are the enemy. Truly, if any club is it, the enemy is Carlton. We must raise, even if we don't win the flag, because that's pretty long odds now. Just beat Carlton next week, guys. That's the black and white spirit. Yeah, that's the epitome of the black and white spirit. Wherever we are on the ladder, we must beat Carlton. So anyway, guys, cheers and peace out, everyone. Hope you have fun, and I'll try to pick up the Discord link in the chat if anyone wants to come over and talk Magpies in the Mighty Magpie Discord server.
Yeah, perfect, Boomer. Yeah, put it in the chat and I can display it for it as well so people can join.
Well, I can actually post it, so that's cool. It's all right. You don't have too high security here. You let anyone in this place, mate. So go Pies. I'm pretty happy. 6 in a row, and hang on, 7, 8, 9 in a row is a premiership. So there you go, guys. We just got to win 8 games now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Boomer. Too easy. Enjoy your night.
Thanks for your time, Cal. Bye.
See ya. All right. We'll about to go into our next guest, but guys, make sure you come join the live stream. Come have a waffle. Talk about how you feel today's game went. If there's anything you have moving forward with the season, you know, what is our likelihood of playing finals? We'll see. But nevertheless, we'll go to Mick. You ready, mate? Give us a thumbs up. All right, here we go. Mick, there, how are you?
How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. What can you say? Look, the season's pretty much over, but it was good to finally get a win, and we can. I hope we take this next game against Carlton. We just go in with the mentality with nothing to lose. Go in and play the brand of football we've been playing for the last 2 years, and just take the risks. Go down the corridor. Go for those handball chains, and just go for it, man. That's all I hope. Even if we lose, if we play that brand and give them an absolute scare. And I'll tell you what, they're playing shit. So, you know, I reckon we've got a sniff next week, and we can shake things up. And I'm just talking with Carlton supporters. A lot of them aren't too confident. And even a lot of people, commenting on Cox. He had a shocking game, but hopefully this is the game. He just got rid of the cobwebs, and he does well against Carlton usually. And if we get McCreary back as well, a bit of dynamism in between midfield and forward there, you never know. And McStay up forward can take a pack mark now. We'll keep Wiedering busy. I wouldn't doubt us next week.
Yeah, exactly. One thing about Carlton is I was watching the game and I thought Ali did a great job on Curnow. It was just out-bodying him. And then I watched the first half and then I had a movie. And I'm like, oh, look, he's doing a good job, but Carlton's going to win. I come out of the cinema and I check the score. I'm like, what the fuck happened? How did they lose that one? My God, like they couldn't clutch up. And it's good. They're sliding. They need a rebound. And we've just come off, a 4-game loss. But, we rebounded today, found some form. Some of the new guys, not new guys, but, Nick Dacos, the potential move of Josh Dacos, potentially at halfback. I'd like to see that next week be a thing as well. Like, not just because, I don't know, they have Leggy out, because I believe he's having a kid over this. Well, his wife is having a kid, so that's why he wasn't picked, to my knowledge. So I'd hope he still plays in that position because, like, this is my opinion on Oleg. I would still, even though we try playing him as a rebounding back, yes, he's very quick for his size. Like he's like 6'2" and he's really quick, but his disposal, if like
He shanks it.
effectiveness, he shanks it. He just boots it, and like it comes off, and sometimes it doesn't come off. Like he just kind of just kicks and prays. So I'd rather have someone who's like Josh Dacos, 360-degree player, and he's able to just be level-headed and hit those targets in board, because that's what we've been missing from last year.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Anthony would be walking around with his chest out with all these predictions. Josh Dacos at halfback, Frampton getting dropped. I reckon Fly must be listening to the podcast. I reckon
the players might be listening. Mate, he still said, he said to me, I must have been off camera. I think he goes, "Hey, if we don't play finals, my prediction of Bo McCreary not making the team, or not playing finals, is correct." So I guess he's not wrong. But nah. You got anything else to add, Mick?
Not really, man. Just enjoying the afternoon. It's good to have a win finally. The sun's out here in South Morang, so go for a bit of a walk now. And just get some ammunition, because I work with a lot of Carlton supporters, so there's going to be a lot of banter this week, and I'll be telling them that we're going to smash them, but I won't be really serious about that. But that's how it is.
Nah, you got to be confident. You got to be confident.
Yeah, I can't wait. For, what is it, next Saturday night? Beautiful.
Yeah, be a good game. What's up with today's time? 1:45 Sunday afternoon. Scatare, no good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I hate these games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do?
That's no good.
Nothing,
but that's all right.
Nothing much to add more there, Caleb. But just I'll be watching the Pendlebury doco, and hopefully the boys step up a gear for his 400th. It's a big occasion. Not many players reach that pinnacle, and hopefully it can inspire the boys to really give Carlton an absolute scare.
Yeah, look, it would be amazing. 400 games, Pendles, Carlton win when they're second on the table. Like that'd be the pinnacle for the weekend. And I don't know, the fan cams might go crazy if we get a win next week. So,
just a quick one. Just a quick one. So Tagawi, McCreary are coming in. Who would you drop? Ned Long?
Ned Long would probably. Yeah, Ned. Oh, you'd fit it in. Ned Long is playing in the midfield, so you can put Tagawi in, and that's how you get him out of the squad. Then did Harvey Harrison play a little bit? He played in the forward line today, right?
Yeah, he's been a bit out of sorts lately, hasn't he? I don't know. I
really
liked him.
He started really hot. He started hot when he came in, but that's the thing with young players. They go in and out, until they get nice and consistent. But maybe that's how you get them both.
Will Parker, he's got right.
Yeah. So, look, I reckon that's how we fit him in. But obviously, Bo and Degoe has to, they'll make room for them to come in regardless.
Yeah. All right, Caleb.
All right, too easy. Enjoy the walk.
Have a good one, man.
All right, too easy, Mick. Thanks. All right, guys, I still can't comment on this, so I can't actually repost the link. So you're going to have to scroll up a little bit to join the fan cams. But yeah, just scroll up a bit and enjoy and get on cams, have a little bit of a talk. And, Chris, I know you're watching. Why don't you make your debut, champs, on Pies Footy? But we'll go on to next. We've got Kev's Magpies, and he's at the train station. So hopefully it's not too loud, but we'll see how we go. Kev, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Absolutely good.
Yeah? How was it at the game today?
I thought we controlled the game for the majority of it. The only problem is that last quarter we dropped off a little bit, which was disappointing. I thought our pressure was great. I thought our run and carry was good. The only thing is that, we just need to be better in that last quarter. But we did what we need to do. We had to get the win, which we did. Would have preferred to smash Richmond, to be honest, and get a good percentage. But it is what it is, and you take the win.
Yeah, exactly right. We only scored the 1 goal in the last quarter to their 3 goals. And you're exactly right. We needed just just not drop off. Let's just, because we do need the percentage. Every point, percentage point counts at the moment. So unfortunately, they scored a couple. But look, at least it didn't go down to the wire. 26 points. I'll take that being a Collingwood fan, even though I would like to see that up towards the 50 points. Yeah.
I thought McStay played really well today too.
Yeah, he looked good. He was crushing packs, making good marks as well. It was good. It was good. He had the great mark. I think it was in the 3rd or 4th quarter when he just come back in the flight of the ball and then took that. What else What did you see out on the field? Did you see anyone else you liked out there?
Nick Dacus played really well. Bartel showed a bit. I thought Sullivan going back to fly the ball, taking that mark, could have been serious, but he was okay. Noble, I thought he played all right. I thought he did well to get his hands on the footy as well. The run and carry off half back. Darcy Morse getting back into form as well. I thought we looked a lot better without Billy Frampton. In the VFL, we had to win 2, so that was really good. But I still, if Mackay does come in, do we bring in Frampton? I don't know. You'd want to try and control the 2 Carlton tall forwards if you can. But they are gettable. They haven't shown enough this year to be deserving of that top 2 finish. And speaking to a Carlton fan, he's saying the frustration is that they don't play well consistently. It's just a 1 quarter performance and that's it. So I think we'll get them. I think we'll beat Brisbane and Melbourne. The only game I reckon is a 50-50 Sydney. I don't think we'll beat them. But if we keep up this form the next few weeks, we can definitely potentially play finals. It's all about playing well for long enough as well. And I thought we controlled the game really well. I don't know why Richmond don't wear a clash, to be honest. It did look like a clashy sort of game as well with the jumpers and that sort of thing. I don't know why that even with white shorts that Richmond can get away with it. If it was our away game, we have to wear a clash. So I just don't really get that, to be honest.
Yeah, mate, they should have chucked on the yellow and black jersey, which I actually think looks a lot better. The Richmond clash jersey. Yeah, but look, we'll leave it at that. What else? What else do I have for you, Kev? What else can you enlighten me with? You talked about Sydney being a 50-50. I don't know if that's a 50-50.
We're not going to lose them.
The way, but if you had a look at the scores and kept an eye on it throughout the game, Bulldogs were in front of them, and that was in that first quarter. So I think with the Carlton game, we definitely will beat them now. They've shown that that they're a bit of a, they're not very good. They're a bit of a 1 quarter team, and then that's it. But I'm confident we'll beat them. But if Mackay does play, I think you might have to bring Frampton, as much as we probably hate doing that. But if he doesn't play, I think he can have Darcy Moore in defence, and it's great to see Howe getting back in defence as well. I thought that was good, and you have Cox, you have Cameron, pushing up and down, getting back in defence when they hit out. Crisp as well, he played really well, I thought. And I'm glad, and I'm going to give Fly a lot of credit for this. I'm glad that he's starting to play the kids. He played Sullivan. I know Richards would have got a game had it not been for illness, but it's actually good to see that Fly's actually making a statement and dropping some of these senior players that aren't performing. And managing to go this week, I think will be better, and then he should be back to Carlton, you thinking. Yeah, I'd rather have the control of managing, bringing some of the kids that are performing at VFL level than having to play like, doesn't matter what we do, we're not going to get picked sort of type thing. So I think it's good to make a statement. And what I'm seeing as well, Bulldogs are killing them by 36 points at halftime. So there you go. It's
Their
amazing.
live update. Yeah, you're not wrong. Jeez, that's good. And that's what I've been saying, Kev. The Bulldogs, they're my dark horse team. Like, obviously, if Collingwood make finals and we play, I'm going to always have to back them in. But the dark horse with the Bulldogs, if their midfield is firing, and they've got one of the best midfield group, they just need to click and bring it all together. So looks like that's happening, and I reckon they're the dark horse to potentially take it this year. Out of your, if you don't want to go with Sydney and Carlton.
Oh, that's it. And it's funny that too. This time last year, we lost like 4 games and we only beat Geelong. And I think we beat or who else did we beat within that run? We beat Bradley, and then that was how knowing that we had top 2 sewn up. But now I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to ease away into the season, so we're not making that same mistakes. But if you look back on the season so far, the game that probably we should have won was Fremantle, and maybe potentially, Essendon. Like how can we lose to Essendon? And look what's happened with them. Like they've fallen off dramatically. So yeah, like. It's on that we keep our form going. I'm happy with the win, but at the same time, bring on Carlton next week and let's bring them down. And as one, let's rip into them after the game when we win. Because,
nice.
If we can't make finals, I'd rather...
Oh, I think he's dropping in and out of you, boys. Kev, you still there or is he frozen? I think he's done, boys. I think YouTube said, "Hey, Kev, sorry, man, you're talking too much, huh?" All right. Well, as Kev is frozen, I am going to remove him because it was a bit of a stitch up. But it is what it is. We're moving on. As Chris, man, join. We got to win. There's no reason why you can't join. I know you got a YouTube set up. Come join, man. Come join. All right. We'll go on to my favorite New Zealander, Benny Parsons. Are you ready to go, mate? Give us a thumbs up. Yep. All right, guys. Benny is in the chat. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. Finally good to get a win, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a relief. It's like you forget, like last year was successful and this year we've had good wins, but like when we've lost 4 in a row, like to actually have a win, like to hear the team song, it's like, it's music to my ears. Still, it was a good win, really good win, but I still would be the pessimism in me, but just the thinking of like there was still some aspects of the game that I felt frustrated with. Like there was a few, I think Bobby Hill had a few turnovers as sort of like, what are you doing? Yeah. I think there was one he had a set shot and he tried to pass it off and it was like turned over. It's like, just take the shot.
Yeah.
And there was one that I forget who it was it Lockie Schultz tried to lob it over to him and it just ran through from behind? It's like, just go for goal. Yeah. It's like there's still those moments, and even in the last quarter, like they outscored Collingwood. Was it 3-1, something like that?
Yeah,
so
yeah, 3-1. Yeah.
If it's a better team, but they could definitely take us apart if that's the case. But happy with the win. Phil Parker had some nice moments, had a really good rundown tackle. Bobby Hill, rundown tackle. Dan McStay, who knew we needed a big 4-day, like a key 4-day.
Yeah, he's exactly. Just needed someone there to just take some of those big marks he took is just what we need, man. Just someone there to take the number 1 key defender from the opposition team each week. Like next week, when we play against Carlton, takes a key defender there, then just allows the other forwards to get into the game as well. So I think like just having him in, our forward line looks a little bit different, and like he's just finding his feet, coming back from injury last week. Obviously, just getting back into it. And then this week he looked a lot better. And I think that's the same thing with Coxie. Like, his first game back, he got concussed. He did an I think it was an MCL, which is a knee injury, which, those are hard injuries that you got to come back from. And, his first game, I'm sure next week against Carlton, he'll have a lot better game and get on top of it.
Yeah, I think he's an occasion player, like big occasion.
Yeah.
Like you think about the 2018 prelim, think about even his first Anzac Day, he was decent that one, and like big game against Carlton next week. He's going to be like fighting all the Carlton players. There's going to be a few fights that he'll start. But I was hearing your point about would Billy Frampton have to come back, and a thought popped in my mind that if Kruger is all right to play, then is that an opportunity to give him a go in defence, or is that too much of a risk?
Look, it's a hard one. You know why it's a hard one? Because if Kruger comes in, he would have to take Mackay?
Yeah.
Or Curnow. Those are his two options. He probably want to take Curnow. So he's got Mackay. So I reckon that could be a little bit too big of a risk to try against Carlton. You know what I mean? Because imagine if it doesn't work out, he gets cooked. I back him in, but I think it's a big ask to come in, play, out of position in a sense where he only played 1 year at Geelong in that halfback experiment role. So yeah, but I don't know. You'd probably have Frampton back in, and then Charlie Dean's another option. I'm not sure if he's injured or if he's been playing the VFL or out.
I saw they had on Instagram, they had like the key stats at the bottom. It said he had 15 marks. I was like, 15 marks? Like, damn, okay. That sounds pretty decent. So if Charlie Dean's all right, then I would say Charlie Dean gets another.
Yeah, I back that in as well. He's 6'4", he can jostle. He's a little bit slender. But yeah, he had today, what did he have? He had 26 disposals, 15 marks, like you said, Benny, 13 intercept possessions. So that's a huge game.
Damn, get him
so
in.
maybe he comes in. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool to get him in. Far out.
Yeah. Ed Allen had a good game as well in the VFL, 30 disposals, 9 clearances, and the 2 goals. Then Finlay also had a cracker, 29 disposals, 10 clearances as well. So that's good to see the guys that are dropping down from AFL or like a fringe player coming in and making it getting dropped and making a good impact in the VFL, showing they're still ready for selection in the AFL if needed.
Yeah, for sure. And I know the next 4 games are huge. And would there be many tactical changes, or will they try and keep the same core of players? Like, unless there's injuries, of course, but would they, like, you're not going to throw a youngster in these next 4 games just to see how it goes. There was more today. So
yeah, I think it's more based on injuries and that thing. Like if someone's injured, then they'll come in and get experience. But you see today, experiment Josh Dacos, halfback. So that's a good experiment that worked out. But yeah, look, I think Carlton next week, we get more players back. So I think some of those youngsters are going to be dropped, for your Bow and for your DeGoey as well. So Ned Long probably comes out. That would be my guess for DeGoey. And then maybe Harvey Harrison in the forward line, I reckon, comes out for Bow.
Oh yeah, that's true. Forget about Bow sometimes. Yeah. Hopefully he'll be okay. But just trying to think about the now, but also think about 2025 and beyond. Like would it be nice if Di Matteo got a game today, or even TJ another game, but I mean they have to. I mean, I guess they know best, but
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's up to them to argue their case through the VFL by having good games, like when Kruger didn't get picked against the Carlton. Oh, was it Western Bulldogs? I think it was against Western Bulldogs. Then ends up playing in the VFL against the Bulldogs and ended up kicking 3 goals and pretty much forcing the selector's hand to put him in the next week. So I think Dimity has been a little bit stiff. I think we've given TJ a shot when we did have some injuries, but he's so young, man. He's only like 19s and he got plenty of upside. Same with Dimity as well. He's got a lot of upside, very young and rebounds the ball well and looks good in VFL. So they'll come through. They'll come through. It's all in due time. And like I said, it's up to them to come and knock on the door and kick the front door down to get selected, really.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's all us fans want. Like we see, they had a list of the players who are over 30 before the game.
Yeah.
I think it was like 10 of them. It's like we got an old list. It was like I can't believe I don't think Hoskin Elliott was 30, but he's 30. Chris was 30. Cox is 33.
Nah, we got the oldest list in the AFL. I think it's like 27.8 is our average age or something like that. So yeah, we got the oldest list, and it's funny because like I think for me 2019 was like just a few years ago, and that's when we had like the youngest list in the AFL, and that's one thing about age is undefeated, bro. It always catches up to you, and now we've got the oldest list. It comes around fast,
and it's like. Still feel like most of those players are still key to the side, which is good, but also a concern for the future. But there might be a podcast idea. I don't know.
We just gotta manage the way we offload these players when they do decide to retire, and that's one good thing about this year. You've got to look at it as a holistic approach. We had a lot of injuries this year, but hey, how many good players have we been able to watch this year? Young debutants, Joe Richards come through, Harvey Harrison at the start, and like he'll find his form, but the potential is there. Like all these young guys coming through has opened that's the good thing about the injuries, that has opened our eyes up to see these guys come through in the AFL. So that's a little silver lining there,
for sure. And even I know it's not next season, but hopefully the season after, Thomas McGuan is his name? Thomas McGuan?
Thomas McGuan.
Well, hopefully he can add to that youth. Would he? That could be another question, but I wonder if he would start off halfback just to ease him into the game, like Nick Dacos. That might be the halfback solution going forward. But
I like that. I like the playing them off the halfback and working them way, get them used to the speed of the game, and then throw them into the midfield when they're a little bit older, more matured, up to the pace of AFL. Just so you're not really throwing them to the wolves. He could potentially play on the half forward. I know he's got a quite good goal sense as well. So he could be a half forward as well for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but look, he's projected to go, top. Like they're saying top. Like we had Dylan Alexander, that podcast. He's saying number 1 draft pick for that draft class. So we'll get him. We'll get him. Which is a good thing, and he'll come in and it just makes our midfield even more younger. And you've got a good youth and good base. You got the goalie. I think the goalie is 28, and then you would have Nick Dacos and Thomas McGuan in there as well. So good future for us in that sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You got any? You want to give us a prediction for next week, Benny?
Carlton. Oh my gosh. Let me think. I think there's similar margin to the last time. Like I think it will come down to the last few minutes again. Hopefully, a Mason Cox shot after the siren. That'll be crazy.
Yeah, Mason Cox
shot to win the game.
Fuck. Sorry, Benny. That I just shared a comment and like the profile pic was mad. I don't know if they can display it. I don't know. They fucking threw me off, Benny.
Okay.
What? Oh, jeez. So you're saying Mason Cox goal after the siren? What was the other one?
Or like just like another Nick Dacos goal
Big game.
towards the end of the game.
Big game, huh? Yeah.
Big game.
Love to see it. Hopefully we slow down Kerno again. Get some. Darcy Moore looked really good today. Darcy Moore looked good. Found some confidence. Hey man, hopefully we saw Elia fucking tower up Kerno. Hopefully we can see that next week for Darcy Moore.
Yeah, exactly. And Scott Pendlebury 400.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, Benny. I'll let you go. We'll see you next week, G.
Yep, I'll see you next week.
All
Thanks for the
right,
chat.
too easy. All right, see ya. All right, guys. Don't forget to come have a chat, join, and discuss more. I don't know. I'm just waffling. Well, but anyway, we'll go into ultimate greatness. You ready, mate? Double thumbs up. Not singular, double. He's got the double.
Yeah.
How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, doing all right. Yeah, it was good to finally see a win. Haven't seen that in a while, so it was good to get that experience again.
Yeah. What are your key takeaways from today's game?
At the end of the day, because I wasn't. I mean, I was watching the game, obviously, but I don't know if you went through like the same thing, but I wasn't really looking at this game through like I don't know what the saying is, like a fine tooth and comb or whatever it is, like, you know, looking at every little detail. It was just, oh yeah, that guy did that. Okay, that's cool. That guy did that. I thought with like mixed day, I thought his hands were just absolutely amazing. Like he just, like, it just felt like he was going to mark everything. And that was something when he came over from Brisbane. I think that's probably, and I mean, I could be wrong in this, but I feel like that's like the first time he's actually been the main option in our forward line, because that's what I wanted him to be coming over. But it seemed like when he was playing, it felt Checkers still had that main spot. So it was really nice to see. Yeah, and it was really nice to see McStay have it, because I've been a pretty big advocate for not giving Checkers everything to do, like, give him some support. So the fact that we had McStay, I was sort of hoping Checkers would have come down to like a second or third tall. And then McStay was that main key forward. But this was his opportunity. I thought he did great. I mean, still have to, keep in mind that he came off an ACL, so we can't be expecting like a Coleman medal performance or whatever when you've just torn the ACL, or you've just returned from an ACL 2 weeks prior. So I think he kicked 3 in the end. And just his hands were just amazing. And probably another one that probably was that, sorry?
I was going to say, what do you think about Darcy Moore having some good form today? Yeah.
I thought this was easily his best game. I don't think I'd say all season, but definitely for a while. Because I mean, my brain just doesn't go far that back, and I'm sure he would have had like a 20 disposal game or something that someone's going to tell me in the comments. But no, like in terms of recent form, like that's easily his best game for a bit. So, and yeah, as I said, like I wasn't looking through the game through a massive with like looking at every bit of crumb in the game sort of thing, because at the end of the day, it was Richmond, and as much as I as much as I do like to look at the details, it just, I don't know, just the passion wasn't really there today. But I did obviously see some things, because it's just like, I know we're going to probably get out of this being like winning by 5-6 goals. Probably expected to win by 10, and but even just going on to like Parker, I thought Parker was very solid, because again, he's like a guy that's starting to rise up as well. When we first got him, I saw his first ever training session at the club, and straight away I thought, this is pretty much side bottom all over. You can see you can see the rust in his kicking and stuff. So he wasn't like hitting every target, but you could see the intent, and it's one of those things as players, if they're gonna kick the ball to a target and stuff, they're gonna kick the ball and how they know, if that makes any sense. So if you're gonna hit a target and it's like a stab pass, that means you know what a stab pass is. And it was just when I was like seeing that, and I'm like, because obviously like I followed his career in the Big Bash when he was playing for Hobart and stuff because he didn't get many games. But yeah, just the second he rocked up at the club, and it's like, okay, well, he knows what a stab pass is. I think there was talks he was potentially going to be like a late first, but one of the things I know, or if there's one thing I know about the draft, it's you can't predict anything until they go to the combine, which is like 2 months prior to the draft.
Yeah.
But you can see he knew a lot more than probably what most draftees would, sort of thing, and the fact that he was trying those things, like he was hitting those targets, and he was even doing the side bottom like sweeping roll as well too, where he would like sort of sweep it around halfback and he would make that call. Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if we see him in the 22, like either next year or the year after, depending on when side bottom does unfortunately go. But yeah, I thought he was very solid, and yeah, to be honest, I probably looked through the VFL probably more than I did the AFL, which is probably which is probably a bit of a which has definitely been a bit different because I felt the VFL had a pretty good effort today. Even tweeted that out myself, and yeah, and I still I know like with the current situation and stuff, I do believe that I still believe Smith should get a game. I thought he easily had his best game today. Like it's just not even close. Like 54 hit outs. Actually, I think I got the stats here. He had a low disposal count, but he's a ruckman. He's not going to be getting the ball.
Yeah. 54. Yeah, he's been having huge weeks, like the last 2 weeks. Big hit outs, hasn't he?
Yes, and he kicked a goal. Yeah, so he had 9 disposals, 2 tackles.
Yeah.
But he didn't take any marks. But it's just sorry, no, it was actually 55 hit outs. That's what it says on the VFL up here. But yeah, no, like I just it's just one of those players where I guess he's a project, but I mean we also played Begg at the same time when we debuted him in 22, I think it was. And I think he's further developed than what Begg was in 22 as well. So and the other thing as well too, he's also got like some he can actually play as your key forward because we don't need him to be a ruck because Darcy Cameron's got that. And I think for those that watched last week when Cox was playing, it was still like a learning experience for him. But you can also see that okay, when he plays that forward role, like yes, it's going to take like a bit of time, but at the end of the day, like you just need to throw him in that deep end. And because there are players that are out there. It's like you just give them the opportunity. I mean, probably not the best example, but I mean, for those that remember back in the day when Trent Bianco debuted, like no one knew, like people knew of him, but then he played and he had like this amazing first game, and people were like, oh, okay, where's this kid sort of thing? Where did he come from? So sometimes you just don't know till they actually play, and obviously, the more they play senior footy, the better they are going to be. So, and even like Alan,
I think Illyria Smith's been quite good. Like Derek Hine was saying when he got drafted, he's like, hey, he's going to be a work in progress here. It's going to take a bit of time, but I mean, his hit outs have been good. Like he was up against Pitnet last week against Carlton, did a decent job there. Like that's an AFL ruckman right there, and he's showing promising signs. So I think he's actually over delivering. I don't think we see him play this year, just with Coxie coming back now.
I can add on to that if you want.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Okay, take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that the coaches haven't ruled him out for a game this year. So it may not happen, but they haven't ruled him out.
All right. So, you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to debut. But
also, Greatness has said he's playing. He's playing this year.
I didn't say that. I said they haven't ruled it out. Because obviously you'll have guys that'll be like scratched off the list and won't play. They haven't scratched him off for this year. So if it's a thing where we, lose the majority of our games and it then becomes like the games towards the end don't matter too much, like I wouldn't be surprised if they chuck him in. But obviously if we're playing finals, he probably won't be. But
Yeah.
That's also the other thing too. Like the second ruck role that also goes forward. It's I don't know if I don't think I want to say that it's not like a demanding role because it is, but you can get away with a lot at that role if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And then especially with Smith, I'm struggling to remember how tall he is. I think he's like 203 centimeters, just off the top of my head. But with that, like you have that in the forward line, and it's no matter the talent that you have, the dude's still 203 centimeters. But then we've also seen him in the VFL that he has skills, and like I've seen him take marks, and he can be very clean with the ball. Like his hit outs are very very good. It's just in terms of actually Marty just pointed that out too. Yeah, he also in his draft year he won the 20 the 20-meter sprint in his draft year at the combine, and he also had a very solid 2K time as well.
So his long limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I think it was a Casey Demons game that I watched is he actually did take his ability to lead at the footy and take some marks were quite good, and that's what you kind of need as your second ruckman role who's going to sit down in the forward line. I'd love to see him play one game this year if the season's done, like you were saying before.
Yeah,
like if it's done last game of the season against Melbourne, maybe just throwing him in so he gets at least one game of AFL experience.
Yeah.
That being said, I reckon next year full AFL preseason under his belt at Collingwood, I think we can expect some good things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, but it's also as well too. I also want him to debut as soon as possible. But there's also the expectations in the first 20 games. I'm not expecting him to kick 40 goals and have average 50 hitouts.
Exactly.
It's it's a thing. It's going to be a work in progress, but also as well because especially as well when you speak to all the professionals in just any sport in general, I know a lot of NBA former NBA players say it a lot. The best way to get a player better is to play them. And I know NBA is a different sport and all that stuff, but I feel like that sentiment is still that goes across the board. And yeah, as I said, we debuted Begg in 22 when in 22 I can't remember who it was against. I believe he had maybe 2, maybe 3 games. Yeah, you just throw them in there and
there you go.
And you just see how that
look,
goes.
You throw them in and you see if they sink or swim, really.
Yeah, exactly. But also as well too, because I know, especially with key position, because that's always a difficult one. But when you do see him play in the VFL, he has a crack, and I feel like having the mentality of just having a crack, sometimes that's enough. You want a guy that's going to keep trying, keep putting in the effort. It's when and that's probably also why they probably gave Aiden Begg a game as well too in 22, because he's another guy that's full on effort. But no, as I said, the club hasn't ruled it out. So I'm not saying he is going to debut, because if we somehow for some unknown reason we make finals, because I don't think we will, but obviously he won't be.
We'll see. If he makes finals, if we make it finals, not making it. If it's hey, we're not making finals, play him one game and see how it goes. Is there? Well, before we go on to the next person, greatness, do you want to have a little prediction for next week? Maybe a score prediction for us?
Score prediction. It's difficult. It's difficult. No, because you got. Because the one thing I don't think that we should be doing is letting Carlton get onto a score. If we do that, I think we're absolutely done and cooked.
I was actually interested in, did you realise that Richmond still had more inside 50s than us today?
There you go. Oh, I do. Because I know they did miss some chances they probably should have got, to be fair. And then obviously with the game, especially these days being so much about momentum, it's certainly not yeah, I certainly wouldn't have counted them out if they, because I mean, with like North, I mean North ended up doing that to us. What was like 6 weeks ago, or however long, and it's like, you know, you see them play another team, and it's like, you know, they kick 2 goals, 15, and it's like they're 15-2 at half time.
You're not giving me a score prediction. Give us a score prediction. Give us just it's all right. We're not going to hold a gun to your head. Just throw a dart at the board. What do you give me something?
108 to 101 Collingwood way. We'll win by 7.
Oof. Really? Oh, there you go. You heard it for a 7-point win, Collingwood. We'll see. We'll see. We'll revisit this next week. But no, I appreciate you jumping on. Greatness. We'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll do.
You going to the game or you're going to watch it at home?
Oh, because it's Pendles 400th, I'm going to definitely make the effort.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too far away. I don't think too far ahead.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. Well, cheers for joining and being an active watcher as well. And you're always on here, so it's much appreciated, mate.
Yeah, all good.
Too easy, mate.
That's out.
All right. Boys, we will go on to Abs. Abs, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, mate.
You good?
How you going? Yeah, all good, mate.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's good.
Give us your thoughts. What were your thoughts today watching?
Yeah, it was good to get a win. You know, even though it was only against Richmond, I think when you're in such a bad form slump that we've been in over the last few weeks, sometimes you need that easy kill. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. So
we just like you're saying, you know, 4-game slump, first time ever we've lost 4 games in a row under fly. Just you know, get the 1 win against Richmond. You know, it is a little bit too late, but you know, you got to look at it as like the glass is half full situation we're in. Can we still play finals? Let's just get the most out of the season and at least just finish strong, right? That's what I want to see. So it's good. We had Nick Dacos have an absolute blinder today. 40 So definitely got the Brownlow votes. McStay played good. Dacos played good. Josh Dacos played good as well. So it's good signs. Hopefully, this is the building blocks to have a really good game against Carlton next week for Pendles 400.
Yeah, I know. Pendles got subbed off. I don't know if he was injured or was that just tactical?
No, it ended up just being a tactical sub and just resting him up for next week. That's right.
You know, at the end of the day, like, it sucks that we've put ourselves in this position where we've got to rely on other teams. You know, at the end of the day, like, I mean, if we win next week, right, we're not sort of too far out of it. The only issue is that we do have hard games that are going to be hard to win, and we've got to keep on winning. But like, we're not that far out of it, really, to be honest. I mean, if we beat Carlton next week, I think we still got a chance. Top 8, I don't know. Maybe.
Good thing is that Carlton is sliding, which is good. They're sorry, I misspoke before. They're now 4th, not 2nd. So they've dropped down to 4th. Port did a good job. I think what Elia did, I'm going to keep harping on about it, but what he did on Kuno, just his body work, our position, I think that's the blueprint for other sides of, hey, we just seen how Elia Tierney was able to position himself and not give away a free. I think that's the blueprint. And if we get, you know, a more who played really good today just to do that job. Or if Maynard goes on to him, like, I don't love it because of the height difference, but that could be an option as well. At least he can kind of body his way. So we'll see what the defensive matchups are, but we're ticking the boxes.
Yeah. Maybe they'll put Quainer on him. Like they did on Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah. Hey, look, he did a good job, IQ. To be fair, for the height difference, he did actually a solid job. But it was surprising.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy Cameron would have kicked, 3-4 goals no matter who we put on him. So it doesn't matter.
And first quarter, if I remember, IQ, like Jeremy Cameron didn't even touch touch the ball. And you know what actually pains me about Jeremy Cameron is like he was like this close to joining Collingwood. He could have been running around in black and white, and how good of that would have been, like to have like another, traditional key forward. Like, fuck,
well, we just seem to just miss out on those key forwards because I think there was also the what's his name? The one that went to Richmond from Gold Coast back in 2018, 19.
Oh, I'm blanking, yeah.
Yeah, I'm blanking on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll take
just
it. Yeah, look.
Tom Lynch.
Yeah, Tom Lynch, yeah. I was gonna say yeah. Nah, no good in the end. But hopefully, maybe we pick someone up in the draft or something that can give us a proper key forward. McStay looked all right though today, to be honest. So maybe he can do it for us.
I would love to see, because I don't think we've seen it. I would love to see McStay and Myercheck in the same team for a change and play like a block of games together. Always one of them's injured.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
If you have those two, plus our smalls like Elliott, and Bobby Hill and Schultz, I think we could actually have a decent forward line for a change.
Yeah, Schultz. Yeah, what is it? My check is 31, so 32 by next season. Recurring injuries. I don't know. I'm gonna be nervous. I still love him. I still like. He's got a soft spot for me. In my heart, just because of how hard he plays each week when he's out there. So hopefully, we can just see him string a lot of games today. Like this year, man, he plays some alright footy, gets injured, comes back, plays 2 games, a game, gets re-injured. So hopefully, it isn't like a
that last injury that he copped against Essendon was so unlucky. The last few minutes of the game, just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, exactly right. What else did you like today? Did you like any other players in particular? Any youngsters?
I was happy that Jake Bytel was good. He kind of redeemed himself, because I felt like in his last game he was a bit poor, and I thought, okay, so because there was a lot of hype about him when he first came into the team. Everyone's like, he was meant to be a high draft pick, then he went to go play cricket or something like that. Was that the guy?
Will Parker?
Oh, that was Will Parker. Yeah. Sorry.
Will Parker.
Oh, he was all right as well, I thought. He was all right.
Yeah.
But
wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Who else? I didn't sort of notice Ben Long too much, but then when I looked at the stats, I saw he had like 10 tackles or something. So I thought, okay, well that's all right. You need that. You got to lay some tackles. So
yeah, he's like he's kind of like that inside mid player. That like he's a very traditional inside mid. Like he's like 6'3", 6'4", pretty built, and like he's just gonna be in there to make it a contested and just do those little things like those tackles and blocks and things like that. So that's kind of his one wood.
Yeah, that's good. Probably the one negative thing I would say about today's game is I still find that like when the ball goes into our forward line, it just comes out way too quickly. Like if we don't hit a target, it just rebounds out of there like a pinball. It's just I don't know what we can do. I don't know what we're missing. How can we stop that? Like, do the forwards just need to just work a bit harder and try and maybe lay some tackles? I don't know. Are we missing McCreary? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's usually late.
Yeah, really sometimes. I'm going to have to rewatch the game after this because I said, I only watched the last quarter. But sometimes in other games, entries are too shallow, and if your entries are too shallow, it's really easy to rebound the other way. Because you got to think about it. If you get a deep stoppage, it's harder to get the ball out. But if it's a shallow entry and you try to switch kick it into the fat side, that thing's just going to come out like a rocket, and it'll rebound and it'll hurt you badly, and they'll score on the other end. And it happened a lot, like a few weeks ago. Like if you go watch it into the games we lost, forward entries were really bad. I thought it was one game. It was a couple of weeks ago that I was absolutely harping on about how bad our forward 50 entries were.
I think that was against Essendon. Yeah.
I think it was the Essendon game actually. Yeah, and that was one of the things there. Like we're kicking to Bobby Hill, which was a bad luck because he had like a tall play on him, tall defender, and then also the second was how bad the entries were on those shallow entries. They were too shallow. They needed to go back, and they were just transitioning the ball against us. So that's kind of how you can stop that. But Yeah, I think I don't know. It's something that we've done all year. I don't think that it's something we'll probably stop doing, unfortunately.
Yeah, yes, that's true. It's just, we just need another preseason just to sort of regroup and just reset, don't we? You know.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. We'll finish this. Hopefully, we end up on a high. You know, like just at least finish strong. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just take it 1 week at a time.
yeah, like
let the chips fall where they fall.
Yeah, exactly right. We'll just take it 1 week at a time. That's the best way to look at it.
Yeah, that's it.
Easy ads. Do you got anything else you want to mention or?
No, keep doing what you guys are doing, man. Yeah, you are doing great. You have grown a lot in like the last 6 months, and I've been there since the start. I'm AA187 in the comments.
Okay, yeah, nice,
yeah. Your channel's really awesome, man. I like the documentary and the interviews you're doing, and it's great, man. Keep up the good work.
Nah, cheers. Yeah, I think we're finding a nice balance, and like doing the live streams as well is one of the best things because we get to actually like talk to you guys. And I think it's good. It's like building like a little bit of like a community type situation where we're all Pies supporters and we can all vent.
Yeah,
we can all experience the highs together, the lows.
Yeah. You know what I like about your channel, especially. You aren't just like Collingwood fans. You actually know your football. Like I like when you guys talk about tactics and positioning and stuff like that. Like you actually know what you're talking about. I guess because you guys are footy players.
Yeah. I think that's a good point of view where like we can talk to that, and that's what I like doing the watch-alongs as well. So you guys can experience like what we're seeing, and that's why like the pie performance is a good one. It's like someone might not be hitting the stat line a lot, but we give them a high rating because they're doing certain things out there, which we like. So that's one I like doing as well. So
and the average supporter, like the average supporter might not notice those things. Sometimes we get caught up just looking at stats and things like that.
Yeah, and just noticing running patterns like Nick Dacos, like he does so many good things, like his clearances. But the biggest thing that impresses me is his running patterns, like the way that he'll have the ball in the half back line. He'll then switch it out to the opposition wing, and then he follows his kick, and then he'll get a handball back into the center and then kick that back inside 50. Like, how many times have you seen that? And what young player is doing that can have the stamina to do that multiple times a game, but also know where to run to get the handball received back? And
he's brilliant. And that's why it annoys me when I hear opposition supporters bagging him and saying, "Oh, he doesn't win the hard ball and he doesn't do this, and he doesn't do that." It's like, man, you don't even watch. You don't even know what he does, man.
Exactly. And then you go look at the stats and he's leading the contested possessions.
Exactly.
I haven't checked it recently, but he was leading it in the league if you go back a few rounds. So
100%.
Mate. We need to build a statue for the man.
Absolutely. 100%. He'll have one eventually. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to give us a little prediction going into next week?
Okay. I reckon Pies might pull off an upset and win it by 12 points.
12 points. And what players are going to start for us next week?
Okay. I think our smalls. I think Jamie Elliott. I think Bobby Hill's going to have a big game. He's due for one.
Yep.
And of course, Nick Dacos. Come on, can't go past him. And I think Pendles is going to rise for his 400.
Yeah.
What
are we saying about Pendles? We're saying 25 disposals, or do you reckon he's going to really rewind it and maybe go 30?
I reckon 25 to 30.
Yeah.
We'll go. Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yep. That's why he rested. Got to get him nice and rested in that. We rested him in that last quarter, so he hits the ground running next week.
Yeah, that's manage. You got to manage the old guys. You know what I mean? You got to look after them.
Yeah, that's it. 100%.
Yeah. So too easy, abs. Well, cheers for joining. Cheers for your ongoing support as well. We love it.
No, thanks for having me on. Cheers, I appreciate it.
Too easy. All right, boys. Well, we're probably going to wrap it up here. What do I have for you before we leave? We've got the Pie performance tomorrow, which will be good. We've also got the Tuesday, Anthony, we're doing a review. And then we get into the fun stuff on Thursday with the moving the magnets. You know, we'll see what will we see? We'll see who's going to take Kerno, who's going to take Mackay. Does Frampton come back into the squad? What youngsters are going to be dropped for your Bows and your Jordan DeGoey's? And we can kind of see what is going to be installed for us moving forward. So we'll have all that next week. If you guys, also I should say before we jump off, if you haven't, you have to go watch Anthony's documentary on Pendles before. But you got to get to see Pendles documentary. I'm gonna fuck it off. I'm gonna go. I'm tired. Had no sleep. Galanito there. End it, man. Don't even know how to end this.